Hello, my name is Rico McDaniel, the President and CEO of Novae. Thank you for joining me for this short overview of information that is transforming lives all across the country with an incredible concept known as income shifting. Novae, powered by MyEcon, is a result of two Georgia-based multi-million-dollar companies merging together with one goal in mind: to help millions of Americans create wealth and eradicate poverty. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I come from very humble beginnings. Growing up in a single-parent home, I lived in a couple of housing projects early on in my life. I literally watched my mother work 2 or 3 jobs just to make sure she could cover our bills. I was able to go to college, and I started my journey of entrepreneurship while in college. And over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, I was able to earn millions of dollars. Now, I was blessed to be able to do this because of 2 things. Number 1, financial education. And number 2, an opportunity to change my life. And today, I will share those 2 very important things with you as well. You see, everyone should be interested in the information and what we do. Why is that? Because what we do supports the very 2 objectives that all of us have in life. Those objectives are your current lifestyle and also your future lifestyle. You know, most people have bills, whether it's your mortgage or rent, whether it's your car, whether you have bills at your home, maybe you like to take vacations during the year. All of us have obligations, and we call that our current lifestyle. Now, it's important to understand that our current lifestyle is paid for by our labor, okay? We go to work to take care of our current lifestyle. But our second objective that we're concerned about taking care of is our future lifestyle. Now, most people would say, Rico, well, I don't necessarily agree because I'm having a hard time taking care of the current. But guess what? If you plan on living long enough, you're going to have to focus on taking care of the future. But our future lifestyle is paid for by our investments. Now, a lot of people get choked up when I start talking about this concept of these 2 objectives is because most people have a hard time taking care of their current lifestyle. So they're definitely not focused about taking care of their future lifestyle. Therefore, they don't have any investments. Now, it's important to understand that there were 2 entities that came about to help us out with this situation. The first was the government. And the government came out with something known as Social Security. You work in your younger years, you pay into it, and in your older years, that money will be there for you in your retirement. And of course, we know even statistics and studies show and reports are being done that saying Social Security is turning into social insecurity. So that's really not working anymore. The next entity was corporate America. Corporate America came up with pensions. And of course, we're also seeing statistics and studies showing that that's no longer working either. So if the 2 entities that came along to help us take care of our future lifestyle are not really working anymore, you got to ask yourself, how are we going to get there? How are we going to take care of that? And that's what our company is going to help you with. See, the bottom line is you have 4 challenges that's keeping you from taking care of your 2 objectives. The first challenge is something called inflation. And all inflation is a sustained increase of prices over time. The cost of living continuously goes up. I want you to think about it. You know, a good way to look at it is the gas prices. 20 years ago, $15 would probably fill up your gas tank. But today, $15 probably won't even get you a quarter of a tank or half of a tank of gas. And you can even relate that to grocery prices. If you go to the grocery store and you look at those prices are a reflection of what's going on with inflation. Because if the gas prices are high, guess what? The farmers who are plowing the land and providing the food, they have to elevate the prices because they have to pay more for gas for the plowing and for their trailers. Well, they're going to pass on that cost to guess who? The grocery stores. So when the grocery stores get the food and they have to pay more for it, guess who they're going to pass on that cost to? That's right. They're going to pass on that cost to you. So here you come with your buggy looking at those prices and thinking about they're going up. But the reality is this. Your income is probably the same. As gas prices has risen over the years and the prices of other things have, risen over the years, it's important to understand that most people's incomes stay the same or either those incomes decrease. And that's why we call inflation the silent income killer. Because the reality is if prices continue to rise and your income stays the same or your income decreases, that's actually killing your game plan at taking care of your future lifestyle because you'll never have investments at that rate. The second challenge to meeting your 2 objectives is taxes. See, most people don't even realize how huge of an expense taxes are, because if you've been working all your life and you have a job, you've gotten used to getting taxes taken out of your check before you get your money. See, but the reality is this. You're not only being killed from the taxes being taken out of your check, but we also have other taxes to pay. State taxes, local taxes, sales taxes, ad valorem taxes. There's so many different taxes that you pay, and guess what? That's also killing your income and keeping you further away from your two objectives. In fact, taxes take out 1/3 of your income. See, it's important for you to understand that you actually work from January to April just to pay your taxes each and every year. The third challenge to meeting your two objectives is debt. Taxes actually cause debt. And most people don't understand how that works, but I want you to think about it. If you make $60,000 a year in income from your job, after you get taxes taken out, let's say you take home $40,000. Well, when you go out here to buy a home or to buy a car, and let's assume you have even decent credit, they actually approve you for loans based on your gross income, which was the $60,000. But guess what? You only have your net income, what you brought home, the 40, to actually pay those loans back. So in order for you to be able to get back up to the $60,000 to afford those loans, you have to take out debt. And when you take out debt, you're not only paying back what you borrowed, but of course, that's right, you're paying back interest. And over time, that's presenting a challenge to helping you take care of your two objectives. In fact, the second 1/3 of your income is taken away each and every year on average based on the debts that you have. So it's our job to help you be able to eliminate that as well. And the fourth and final challenge of reaching and taking care of your two objectives is big business. Now, I want you to think about, big business. And most people don't understand the concept of the name when I put it out there. But if you look at television every day, if you're on Facebook or, Instagram, all these big companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, are looking at ways to advertise. And our society puts us in position where we're forced to participate in capitalism. I want to give you an example. If you think about in the month of November, that's when the shopping season really begins heavily. Why? Because it's Thanksgiving. And most people, they go to eat dinner with their family at Thanksgiving, but they can't even finish eating good enough before they go try to catch the sales. It used to be Black Friday. Now they have Brown Thursday. So you got Brown Thursday, Black Friday. Then you also have what? Cyber Monday. So the month of November, you're going out and you're spending your money on big business. And then in December, what do you have? That's right, Christmas. Christmas Eve sales, Christmas Day sales. You got New Year's Eve sales. And then you got what in January? New Year's Day. There's more sales. People are spending money. February 14th, what do you have? That's right, Valentine's Day. In March, spring break. In April, Easter. In May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. July, the 4th of July. August, back to school. September, Labor Day sales. And of course, in October, you got Halloween. See, it's important for you to understand that in our society, we're forced to participate in capitalism, and big business is taking the last 1/3 of your income. Now, I don't know about you, but 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, if my math is correct, that's 3/3, which is a whole. See, that's the reason why people live paycheck to paycheck. That's the reason why at the end of the year, people really haven't saved much. People really haven't started investing into their future lifestyle and having a hard time taking care of their current lifestyle simply because taxes, debt, and big business, along with that silent killer of inflation, is holding them back from being able to take care of their two objectives. There is a very simple formula that we teach that the wealthy use to start and continue to build wealth. That formula is cash, asset, cash. I'm going to say it again. Cash, asset, cash. That means you want to take some cash, buy, build, and grow an asset to turn that into more cash. Now, most people take their cash, they pay their bills, and they go buy some trash. And that cycle repeats itself. That's why most people live paycheck to paycheck and they never get ahead. You see, this formula is tied to the 3 solutions we teach people to overcome the 4 challenges. Now, the 3 categories of these solutions that we have, number 1 is cash flow management. Number 2 is business income. And number 3 is investment income. Now, we're going to show you how you're going to be able to shift your income from the first category, from cash flow management over to business income, all the way over to investment income. And I'm really going to show you how that's the smartest way if you really want to live the lifestyle of your dreams. See, most people who have a job are what we call W-2 employees. And all W-2 is a form that you get at the end of the year, and it reflects how much money you made and also how much taxes you paid, okay? And as a W-2 employee, typically you're paying the highest tax rates out there. In fact, if you're a W-2 employer, you're paying anywhere from 28% to 33% in taxes. I mean, if you think about it, you're taxed before you get paid, okay? Now, before I go on into the W-2 employee and cash flow management, I want to help you understand is you want to get to a point where you can start to develop business income. Well, why would you say that, Rico? Why do I need to develop business income? See, business income puts you in a position to actually pay a lower tax rate. Now, some people wouldn't agree with that, because they say, hey, if you make your money, which, by the way, is on a 1099, if you're a business owner and you are issued a 1099, you get all your money up front and you have to pay your taxes later. And some people may say, Rico, well, you're going to have the same tax rate. Well, that's not necessarily true because you're actually taxed on your net income. And we're going to talk about that here shortly, but that actually decreases your tax liability. So instead of paying 28% to 33%, as a 1099 business owner, that's going to go down to about 18% to 23%. But the goal is to eventually shift your income to a point of becoming an investor. Why? Is because when you make your money as an investor, you're taxed at less than 15%. See, it's important for you to understand that the more money you keep is going to help you become wealthy over time. So for every $100 you make as an investor, you're keeping 85. For every $100 you're making, let's say, as a 1099 business owner, on the high end, you're keeping 77. And for the money you make as an employee, on the high end, you're only keeping 67. Over the course of time, who's going to be able to take care of their current lifestyle? And over the course of time, who's going to be able to take care of their future lifestyle? Better, that's right, the investor. So it's important that we figure out ways to be able to get there. See, as a W-2 employee, you're paying that tax rate. And guess what? When you work, you're taxed and then you're paid. See, most people get excited about something that we call a tax refund because they work their entire year, they pay taxes, and then they're refunded at the end of the year after tax time is. And most people get excited about it. But let me tell you the reason why you shouldn't really get excited about it, because the money you're receiving back is yours. See, the last time I checked, re means again, fund means money. So tax refund means your money again. Well, why not put yourself in a position to get your money up front? See, W-2 employees don't have that luxury because they work, they're taxed, then they're paid. But if you shift yourself over to the business income category and you're a 1099, your business works, you get paid, then you're taxed. See, that's why you're going to be able to pay a lower tax rate, because we're going to do some things called tax deductions. And that's the wonderful thing about being a 1099 business owner, is you put yourself in position to have tax deductions. And eventually, when you continue to shift over and you become an investor, your money actually goes out and makes you more money. You reinvest it, then guess what? That makes you more money again. And you're paying the lowest tax rate there. But before we can become an investor, because at one point in time, I had a lot of debt. At one point in time, my credit score was very low. At one point in time, I couldn't control my spending. I wasn't making a lot of money whatsoever. And I really didn't have the knowledge of how to be able to transform my life. And so these strategies started being shared with me. Because with the cash flow management strategy that we teach individuals, that's how they start transforming their lives. See, most people think they have an income problem. They think they're broke because they have an income problem. But it's important to understand that most people just have a cash flow problem. See, there's a difference between income and cash flow. Income is measured in dollars. Cash flow is measured in time. Let me give you an example. If you make $1 million a year, that's a great income. But if your expenses are $2 million a year, your cash flow is only 6 months. That means you're broke halfway through the year, even though you make all this money. But if we look at it in another way, let's say if you made $80,000 a year in income, and let's say your expenses per year was only $40,000, that means your cash flow is 2 years. Even though you make way less money than someone who makes over $1 million, your cash flow is in a much better position. So what we do is teach you strategies on how to be able to increase your cash flow so you can start developing business income and eventually start developing an investment income to take care of your future lifestyle. Because remember, your future lifestyle are paid for by your what? That's right, they're paid for by your investments. So the first thing we're going to do to help you increase your cash flow is we're going to help you minimize your taxes. That's right, minimize your taxes. That was the second challenge for you taking care of your objectives. Now, if you're a W-2 employee, what we teach is a concept called adjusting your W-4. See, when you become a business owner with our company, what that allows you to do is turn that W-4 form over and you can take additional exemptions. Why? Because now you own a business. You get additional deductions and you're going to have more money that starts coming in your weekly paychecks. That's right. The checks you already get from your job, the amount of those checks will increase each and every pay period after you adjust your W-4. Now, what we're going to do when you get that additional money, we're not going to go out and buy some rims for our car. You know, we're not going to go out and buy new living room furniture or take a vacation, but we're going to take that additional income that you're receiving from adjusting your W-4 with the strategy that we share with you, and we're going to take that money and we're going to invest that into paying off your debt. That's the second thing we're going to do. We're going to start to minimize your debts. Now, the great thing is we have software provided by this company where you can actually enter your information, your income, your debts, you know, what goals you have. And after you enter those things into the software, it literally shows you how you can pay off your debts in a shorter period of time. As you get that extra money and we start eliminating those debts, what that also is going to do is free up additional cash flow. Okay? And in addition to minimizing your debt, we're also going to work on increasing your credit. This company has an incredible product called Novae Money. And with Novae Money, it's a service that we have that's called credit education that's going to be sharing with you information to educate you on how credit works and also providing document services to challenge negative items that's on your credit report to assist you in getting those items removed. Thousands upon thousands of clients all across the United States have benefited from this product and they're excited about the credit scores that have increased. Why is that important? Because when your credit score increases, the fees you pay, the high interest rates you pay all start going down, which means you have more money freed up that increases, that's right, your cash flow. And we're taking more of that money and we're putting it into your debts. We're also educating you more on how to minimize your expenses. So as we're helping you minimize your expenses, that of course increases your cash flow. And at that point, what we're doing after we started getting those debts paid off is we have strategies that we teach you so you can actually start investing so you can start taking better care of your future lifestyle. Okay? Now, the next thing you want to do, and this is completely optional, but most people get excited about the business income. Because with you investing $199 into our business, Novae powered by MyEcon, it puts you in a position to have a membership where you're actually learning strategies to further develop your financial future, to learn strategies to put you in a position to live the lifestyle of your dreams much sooner. And believe me, the stories that I've been able to tell over the years of great successes that I've had, places I've been able to go, the lifestyle I've been able to live, is a result of taking advantage of strategy number 2, which is business income. So you may be asking, well, what do I get for the $199? Number one, you're going to get the strategy. Strategies that actually teach you how to shift your income and to be able to put yourself in position to building and creating wealth much faster. The second thing you're going to get is the software. We're actually going to give you software to help you implement the strategies. And that's so very, very important because it's one thing for us to just tell you, but it's another thing for you to enter your individual situation, your unique situation, so you can be able to get the results that you're looking for. The next thing we're also giving you is a system and also support. You know, you're going to have the ability to be able to track everything that's going on with your home-based business with Novae powered by MyEcon, and also to support our corporate office to take phone calls with questions that you may have. And lastly, what we're giving you for that $199 is a commitment towards your success. Each and every one of us want to be in a much better situation than we are right now. Not saying we're not grateful for where we are, but what if you could live your best life? See, that's the thing about working with individuals like myself and other people who are in our network is we are genuinely interested in helping you achieve the best life that you're looking to live. Why? Because we're on our journey to get to that life for ourselves. When you pay $199 and it's only $35 a month to be a part of our membership, you put yourself in position, number one, to own a home-based business. So you're able to adjust your W-4, which is one of the first steps of cash flow management, and then you're able to start writing off your lifestyle. Well, what do I mean by writing off your lifestyle? See, when you own a home-based business, you get deductions. No different than if you own a lawn care business. There were things you would buy for your lawn care business, and you will be able to get to write a percentage of those things off. Well, when you own a home-based business, guess what? You can write off a percentage of things in your home, from your cable bill to the light bill to different rooms that you're using for business in your house. You can get to write off mileage in your car. Even when you go out and have meals and you talk about business, guess what? You can write those things off. When you take vacations, while you're on vacation, talk to a few people about your business. Guess what you can do? You can write that off as well. So I love to tell people in this business income category, you position yourself to start writing off your lifestyle, therefore decreasing your tax liability. That's also what? Increasing your cash flow. And as your cash flow continues to increase, you put yourself in position again to take care of those two major objectives. The Cash Flow Manager software allows you to keep records of all your tax deductions, allows you to log your mileage, and even take pictures of your receipts that are stored virtually on the cloud for proof of all your tax write-offs. And lastly, when we talk about business income, I cannot go on without telling you what kind of income opportunity that you would have for sharing these strategies with so many people. The same opportunity I had to transform my life and become a multi-million-dollar producer in my mid-20s, you have an opportunity here that I believe is much greater. Now, I'm going to share with you really quickly 3 numbers that you need to remember when we think about compensation when it comes to building business income. And that's 25, 50, and 1,000. I'm going to say that one more time. 25, 50, and 1,000. See, when you refer these strategies to just 2 people, they get excited about being able to minimize their taxes and adjusting their W-4, gaining more money so they can start paying down more debt, increasing their credit, and putting themselves in a position to minimize their expenses so they can increase their cash flow. When you refer 2 people to this phenomenal opportunity and they get started, the company's going to pay you a referral commission of $25 per person. That's where the 25 comes from. But after that second person, you're going to get $50 for each person that you refer to this opportunity, and you're sharing with them the strategies on how they can transform their financial situation. You're going to get $50 in perpetuity. Well, if you don't know what that means forever, right? So for your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th, 20th, 100th person that you share these strategies with by sending them to a video just like this, or getting on a conference call, or giving them some materials, talking about this incredible opportunity of income shifting, you're going to get $50 per person. Now, these 50s are going to come from individuals that enter something that's called your base shop. Now, every person that enters, it starts accumulating, whether you get them involved personally or not. See, because if you talk to John about this amazing opportunity and John gets involved to start shifting his income and he refers his sister, that refers her coworker, that refers his neighbor, well, guess what? All of those individuals are in your base shop. And every time you get a total of 7 individuals who enter your base shop, the company's going to pay you $1,000. Okay? That's right. Our company will pay you $1,000 for every 7. So I want you to think about how many people across this country right now are looking for ways to transform their financial future. There are many people, in fact, most people are looking to transform their financial present. So the way they're going to do that is by being able to receive this information, getting excited about it and getting started just like you're going to be getting started, and they're going to be able to transform their lives as well. See, the cool thing is, even if you don't go out here and build the business, take advantage of the second strategy, which is business income, and this compensation plan I'm telling you about. With our cash flow management, you're still going to end up in a much better situation with the software, because now you have a game plan. Now you have strategies to help you be able to accomplish whatever it is you're looking to accomplish in your financial future. There's also an opportunity to share this amazing information with individuals who are not a part of this amazing organization that may be looking to budget their money better, or get out of debt, or be able to increase their credit with Novae money. And the cool thing is, as you share this information, you're actually making up the $130 for each person that you refer to the Novae Money service. And it's only $99 for individuals to get started on the Novae Money. So if you started calculating, if you referred 10 people a month or every couple of months, that's an additional $1,300 for introducing individuals to the Novae Money. You can get more information about that and taking a look on this site about that product. And then also there's an opportunity to offer individuals other products as well through this opportunity. We have a product called Sprayology that has over 23 homeopathic oil sprays to help you minimize the amount of medication you're taking, to help you with different ailments you may have going on with your body, or just to be able to maintain great health. Also 2 vitamin formulas as well, and it's safe for children. So that's something that you should look into, because we have the best prices on products and services that you'll find anywhere. And that's, again, to help you build this category of business income. In all of these products and services, you have actually access to discounted prices that can put yourself in a position to enjoy them yourself, but also be able to help other people benefit from them as well, even if they're not a member of Novae, powered by MyEcon. Now, outside of business income is our last category, and that's investment income. Now, when we talk about investment income, it's important to understand that most people will never get to invest. Now, let me take that back, and this is not going to be edited out of the video, because most people are investing, but you're just investing for somebody else. See, if you have $2,000 in the bank right now, $5,000 in the bank right now, $10,000 in the bank right now, just a traditional bank like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or Chase, in a traditional bank account or savings account, you're probably earning 0.25% interest on your money. And most people were never taught how to create wealth. They were just taught how to save. But see, that $10,000 you have in your savings account right now is only earning you 0.25 or 0.5% on an annual basis, but the bank is using that money to invest into other things that's getting them a much higher return. Investors are getting a much higher return because they're investing in the funds and into banks that actually do it. And what we teach you are strategies on how to be able to do that. Because there are things out there that are called capital gains. There's things that are called dividends. All those things we're going to train you and teach you on how you can be able to take the money that we're going to show you how to shift from better cash flow management, when you increase your cash flow, to the business income that you're starting to develop, and now over to turning that into investment income. And we have strategies also inside the software that's going to show you how that's done. See, it's a very cool thing that we call your freedom number. You know, most people don't like to talk about retirement, because I'm certainly not going to be 65 or 70, before I stop working. So I like to call it the freedom number, because that's the number when you don't have to do anything anymore, right? And you know what your monthly income goal is. And when you put in your freedom number, what amount you need per month without working, ideally what this software is going to do is it's going to show you exactly how much you have to start investing. It's going to show you exactly if you got your expenses down to a certain amount. It's going to show you if you got your debt down to a certain amount, or your income up to a certain amount. How quickly can you get to that freedom number? And when you start seeing the results of it going from, let's say, 100 years for you to be able to get a couple of $1 million in your investment account. Now, because you're making $2,000 in business income and we're investing it, it goes down to 60 years. And then when you start paying off debts like your house and your car, that goes down to 20 years. And then you start making even more money. That goes down to 12 years. Now you're looking at becoming a cash millionaire in this lifetime, and maybe that's something you never thought you were able to accomplish. Now, I'm blessed and fortunate to say there are many people that taught me these strategies over the course of the last decade and a half to help me get to where I am right now. But what we've developed with Novae, powered by MyEcon, is information we can teach this to the masses. And you can put yourself in a position to win in a major way. So you got to make a consideration right now if you're happy with where you are right now in your current lifestyle. And does your future lifestyle actually make you afraid? Because most people don't like to talk about the future, and they really don't even really like talking about the current. But we're putting you in a position to take control of your life and have the power that you're looking for. Speaking of having power in your future, our plan is to help you make a financial transformation within the next 9 months. Starting with helping you increase your cash flow in the first 3 months, within the next 6 months helping you earn at least $1,000 per week in business income,
and within the next 9 months, helping you set up an investment account to start earning more money on your money. This is the true definition of income shifting and the beginning of you building wealth.
Now, for the $199 startup fee that you're going to see when you get started, and we talked about the different things you're going to get, specifically, I want to help you understand that begins a membership that's less than $35 a month, and it helps you remain active and qualify you for the tax deductions and also for you to maintain the software you need to be able to succeed at the level you're looking to succeed at. But in addition to that, you're also going to get identity theft protection. You're also going to get identity theft prevention. You're going to get free and discounted legal services. You're going to get free and discounted tax advice and income tax preparation. In addition to that, discounted travel services. In addition to that, you're also going to have an opportunity to have access to a personal growth and self-development library that's going to help you get further in your career or your businesses. And lastly, you're going to have access to a shopping mall where you're going to be able to get discounts on things that you already buy. And also a perks website that you're going to be able to get corporate discounts, the same as multi-billion-dollar companies, their employees, for position you to, guess what, decrease your expenses so you can be able to increase your cash flow.
After you complete enrollment, you'll be excited to realize that we offer the best training and support you will find in the home-based business industry. Our culture is incredible. We have a lot of fun, and you're going to love all the like-minded people that you're going to get to meet. You should visit NovaeUniversity.com for access to the Fast Start training, documents, information on future online and live training events, and to receive mentorship and coaching from some of the best in the business. For those that are interested in truly building a serious business income here, we have produced a mobile application called Novae Connect that allows you to build your business from your smartphone. Imagine having access to an app that has pre-written messages that does all the talking for you when it comes to introducing people to this new concept of income shifting and our business opportunity. All you have to do is download the app, import your address book, add their name, select the message that's already pre-written for you, and send. It's that simple. Everyone you contact can view videos about all the information and even enroll with you without you ever speaking to them. You can download this app after you get started by going to the Apple or Google Play Store.
So outside of the investment strategies that we're going to be teaching you to help you prepare for your future lifestyle, it's important to understand that the best investment that you have and the thing that you can invest into today is the investment into yourself. See, 15 years ago when I got started as an entrepreneur, if I was too afraid or too apprehensive to invest into myself, I would have never found out those two very important things that I shared with you in the beginning that transformed my life. Being blessed and fortunate to get this financial education and being blessed and fortunate enough to have an opportunity to change my life. And if you're looking to put yourself in a better position financially, if you're looking to make sure you can leave a legacy for your family, you have to start somewhere. And by the end of this presentation, typically there's three types of people. The third type of person says, look, no thanks, this is not for me. I already have my life in order. I have my business income coming, my investment income coming. I have the best cash flow that anyone could ask for. It sounds like a great opportunity, but it's not for me. That's the number three type of person. The number two type of person says, listen, I'm in for the strategy. Show me how I can shift my income so I can take care of my current lifestyle and so I could really get on track to taking care of my future lifestyle. But the number one type of person says, listen, I'm in for the strategy and I'm in for the business. Let's make it happen in a major way. And if you're number one or number two, I would like to be the first one to welcome you to the team. Get back with the person who referred you to this information and welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.